All right, so welcome in everybody. So what we are going to do today is we're going to continue solving multi-step equations, but we're going to look at specific kinds of equations. All right, now what we're doing, rewriting formulas. We can use formulas and equations to find all kinds of desired solutions. All we're doing is what we've been doing, using our reversed order of operations and inverse operations to solve equations. But here, like in this example that you can see, we are solving an equation that is, in this case, all variables. There are no numbers. Okay? Now we have y equals mx plus b. Some of you might recognize this as the slope-intercept form of a linear equation. Hey, we're going to get into what all of this means down the road here very shortly. But what I want to do is give you guys some practice at picking these equations apart, solving these equations for particular pieces. So in this example, it says solve the equation y equals mx plus b for x. So ultimately we want x all by itself equals something else. And in this case, it's more like the x is over here on the right-hand side of the equation, so it's going to be something equals x. All right. Well, what is that something? How do we find that? We go through the exact same process that we have been using. I think, where is the thing that I want? Right? Seeing as now there's lots of variables, where's the variable that I'm looking for? Or where's the thing that I want? Well, it's right there. What's being done to it? I am multiplying it by m, and I'm adding a b to that. So I use my reversed order of operations where addition and subtraction operations have to come off. Okay, so what do we do? Well, they have the steps pretty well laid out right over here. I have to subtract b from both sides of this equation. Well, these cancel out, a positive b and a negative b, and I can't subtract b from y. They're not like terms. Okay, so it just stays as y minus b equals m times x. All right, I've eliminated my addition and subtraction operations. Now I have to do multiplication and division. So this is a multiplication operation, so I have to, like they show us in this step, apply division. I'm multiplying by a positive m, so I divide by a positive m. I don't know why they have that as a negative there, but I divide by whatever it is I'm multiplying by. So I have to divide this side by m. Again, these are not like terms. There's nothing I can do to simplify that, so this is my solution. It doesn't necessarily look as pretty or as organized or as simplified, but that's my solution. And if I want to write it as x equals y minus b over m, then so be it. Okay, another example. Solve the equation 2 over x equals 5/3. All right, this looks a little bit more familiar to what we've been working with. So since x and 3 are the denominators of the fractions, we can multiply all fractions by the, right? Okay, if we see something that's a fraction and what we want to solve for is in the denominator, we can, like they say, multiply by that least common multiple of both of the denominators. And this is just one way that we can get rid of fractions. There are other methods that we could do to do this, and we're not going to deal with variables that we're looking for in the denominators of fractions, but this is a good one to look at. So we multiply What is the least common multiple of 3 and x? Well, it's just 3 times x. We multiply both sides of this equation by 3x. On the left, our x's cancel. On the right, our 3's cancel. So we have 5 times x, 2 times 3, 6 equals 5x, and then we do the division. Those cancel, and we're left with 6 over 5 equals x. Be prepared and be comfortable seeing some fractions as we go through these. Okay? So, let me see, where's my slider here? There we go. All right, so let's look at a couple of the examples from the worksheet here, and then we'll look at the other worksheet page here, because as you could probably tell, there's quite a few practice problems here. I want to get good review on this so that when we go to take the test on this on Monday, this coming Monday, then you guys are going to be prepared. So number 1, it says PV equals nRT, and we want to solve this for V. All right, well, PV equals nRT. We want to solve that for V. Well, where's V? Well, it's right here. What's being done to it? Well, I'm multiplying it by P. And that's it. So this is actually a pretty straightforward equation to solve. Since we're solving for V, I divide by whatever it is we're multiplying by. And since these cancel out, well, the V is now all by itself here. V equals, and I don't have like terms over here. It's all variables. Nothing can simplify, but I have nRT over P. Okay. Now, this is a formula I believe in science. It doesn't stand out to me. I don't recognize it, but if we were in a science class and we were being asked to solve maybe for velocity, we would be able to do that if we had these other numbers. All right, so next question. P equals 2L plus 2W, and they want us to solve this one for W. Okay, well, we can do that. All we have to do is say, well, where is our variable? It's here. What's being done to it? Well, we're multiplying it by 2, and we're adding this 2L. Subtract 2L from both sides. And I get P minus 2L is equal to 2W. Now what's left? I have to divide by 2. These problems look considerably more complicated, but they're really, really not. Those cancel, and I'm left with this. P minus 2L over 2 equals W. Don't get confused that there's a 2 here and a 2 here, and maybe I could reduce that fraction. We can't. Okay. So just follow that sort of pattern. Now, for anything on this page where we see exponents, you can skip these problems with exponents. Okay, so skip 6, 7, and 9, and 10. Right? That's getting a little bit more advanced than we've already looked at. Okay? Now, if we take a look at the other problems on this or on the second page here, we have P equals IRT, and I want you to solve for T. All right, now, obviously there's room on the next page, that page with all the blocks, with the empty boxes. That's where I want you to show your work. All I want on this page are your solutions. Okay, so it's going to require a little bit of flipping back and forth. All right, so I want you to solve this for T. Well, what am I doing here? I am multiplying T. I'm multiplying by R. I'm multiplying by I. I can do this at the same time by dividing by whatever it is I'm multiplying by, because there isn't an addition operation going on here. I don't have an addition or a subtraction to get rid of, so I can do all of my multiplication at once. Okay? So those two cancel those two, and I'm left with a t on the right and a p over I r. And if anyone's curious, this is just a scrambled up version of the simple interest formula, where interest is equal to principal times the rate times the time. Okay. So see how you do on these. And same with the other page. Anywhere you see a problem that has an exponent, you can skip those. Those will not be graded. Okay? So see how you do. If you have questions, we're going to look back at this on Thursday. We're going to do a proper review so that we can come back Monday, have the test, so that when you guys are scattering to the winds for the Thanksgiving break, you can leave this material behind. Okay? Well, good luck. If you have questions, you'll be able to ask me when we return on Friday. All right. Good luck.